Everyone.
If
So go ahead.
no, if you're new here, I'm Kelly. This is Tamar, and if you're coming back to see us, we thank you.
All right. So before I go any further, if you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share the video with others, especially people that you think that may be thinking about moving to Mexico, as it does help the channel and it does get the view put in the YouTube algorithm, blah blah blah. All right. So anyway, so in this video, what are we going to talk about? We're going to be talking about what has changed in the over 2.5 years that we've been living here. We moved here in December 2021.
1,672 pesos.
And that equals 81 US dollars.
Expensive.
Not bad for a cart full of stuff.
Fresh fruits, stuff that we need. We only got one chicken meat.
And since moving here, cost of living has increased. If you're going to move to a place like this, and you're running away from high costs in the United States, you're going to find it here. All right. It may not be as high, but it's definitely up there. There are things that you can get that are a lot cheaper. You can still go out and find food and stuff like that for a reasonable price. It's still cheaper than going to a restaurant in the United States.
You can get delicious homemade tacos better priced than if you're getting, nasty fast food.
You think Taco Bell is nasty? Taco Bell is a I'm just kidding.
He's kidding. He barely lets us, like, when we go back, like, we don't eat McDonald's. We really don't eat fast food. I will say, the cost of living is close, similar to the States. However, you're not going to get a $2,000 rental with ocean views. So that,
True. True.
we wouldn't be able to afford this in the U.S.
So there are areas where it can be a lot beneficial to moving here. But then you have to think, if you're going to move here, are you going to work remotely? How are you going to accomplish, or do you have a set income? Do you have a pension? Like in our case, we have a pension that's coming in. So if you're living on a set budget, will your budget be able to allow you to purchase? Maybe you're selling your house in the United States and then you're going to move here. I'm telling you right now, in this area, you're going to spend about, I would say the minimum for just a 2 bedroom, I would say the minimum is about 400,000.
Building, yeah. Building or buying?
Buying.
Oh, at least. That's on the low end.
That's on the low
That's
end.
on the low end.
On the low end. You're going to spend 400,000.
Yeah.
If you want something, I would say an average though, you're probably looking more 600,000.
Yeah. Next up is groceries.
On average, what do you think we spend?
Probably about $80 a week just on fresh produce. And we've been eating a lot more of it, so that's why I think it's so high right now.
And when it comes to groceries here too, yes, we moved to Mexico. However, there's still some things that we enjoy and we don't want to do without. Yes, we moved here. We should have thought about that. But do we go to Costco? Do we still take a run to the Walmart? That's in Cabo. Let's not even talk about the gas. All right, we're not even there yet. But when you go to these places to get the foods that are going to be imported, then the price are going to be more too. So then you have to factor that in, because something that you would probably get in the United States in a Walmart that may cost you $1, it may cost you $3 here in the Walmart, just because it's something that has to be imported. So I think if you like those things and you're not willing to come out of that, and there's a lot that we've given up. All right, we can do all of these things, but then there's some things that you like, that you want, and you're going to pay for that. So then you have to add that to your cost as well.
So if we ever have visitors, I always give them like a Walmart pickup order or little Trader Joe's stock up. So next up is gas. So we don't drive a lot. We do. We have about a 15-minute drive. We do.
Multiple times a day.
Yeah. So that adds up, and the gas is more expensive here than in the States. That I had no clue until one day I did like the conversion, and because it's in liters too, so it's in liters and in pesos, so then you do like those two and then you're like, holy crap, I just spent $100 to fill up my gas tank, and I do that once a week. But I will say, I was talking with another lady here recently, and we were talking, yeah, the gas prices, and yeah, you have to drive 15 minutes multiple times a day, but there's no traffic. You are right, there is no traffic. Like, there's no stressful morning drives, stressful, traffic trying to get home to your family after,
That is true.
We're out and about, so, it's a give and take, really.
There's no traffic, but there's always a flipped or rolled over car in the median or in the side of the road.
With no other cars. Yeah.
On an empty road.
Yeah.
I don't know. Y'all explain that to me somehow.
We still don't understand. We still don't.
Anyway, electricity. That can be expensive here. Like it can be anywhere else. I think you get the higher bills in the summer months, because that's when everyone is running their ACs nonstop. We can barely keep up on our solar during those months, so it's definitely higher during those months.
So you see this? This is the September look. I only put clothes on for the camera today.
Did I ever mention that we have this spirit to travel? We like to go places
and this spirit comes really strong every 2 years. I'm talking, to be exact, 2 years.
And we are at 2 years.
We are past
right?
2 years, okay?
That is true. So maybe that's the other reason why. I'm like, who knows? Maybe I need to learn Chinese next.
Maybe
where we're
Italian.
Gonna be. Italian? You think so?
I don't know. I'm just...
For real? Oh.
French.
Ooh.
Spanish is similar.
Bonjour. Hello, my pussycat.
You keep that in there. Keep that in there. Before I even was ever in Mexico, I always heard about the Day of the Dead. But it's really cool, nice experience if you are traveling. So that is October, I believe. It might start the 31st and go till November 2nd. And they have beautiful costumes. They do stuff for pets, family, children. Mm-hmm. It's really nice. But they have a big thing in Todos Santos every year, and it's beautiful.
All right, so next we're going to talk about social life, social community, stuff like that. For the most part, I'm going to say Kelly and I, we're very social with each other.
I'm like, he should have added me in that. Very social.
Yeah, we don't do the big gatherings at the big places where everyone else go. It's never been our style. We've always been on our own path. And, we support everyone that does that stuff.
Except that first party we went to together. Anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, but there is a huge social community here, though. There are places here that people pretty much meet up every day. Mm-hmm. They go out, have their margaritas, and they do stuff like that. We're too broke for that, first off.
One. Two. Too many people. It's more me. And I don't know, I wasn't, okay, I've always been an introvert, but I was always around people, so that's just what you do. Now that, we did the RV thing, and we would boondock, so we weren't always living around people, but you're running into people. And then you come here, and I love that we're out here by ourselves. I think I love it a little too much.
Even if you are traveling as a solo female, and I specifically mention that because that's probably the demographic of people, or the demographic that would probably most likely say, how would I assimilate? You'd be widely accepted, and there's a place for you here. Now, obviously, you might want to check out whatever community you're thinking of moving to before you go there permanently. That way you can, establish that or find out that it's there. Mm-hmm. But here where we are in southern Baja, yeah, you'd be perfectly fine.
Yeah, there's so much to get into. There's a lot of like fitness groups, classes, anything you can think of also costs money. And there's like a huge like holistic health. I'm trying to be more into that on my own though from, my reels.
I support that on her own.
So I've been doing that. But what else? There's huge art community. It's huge surfing scene here at Cerritos. There's hiking trails. You got Cabo San Lucas for all the touristy stuff. You got your grocery, like your big stores, comforts of the U.S. if you need. You got La Paz has tourist stuff there as well, a more local feel. There's so much around. As for the rentals in this area, probably you're looking at around $2,000 US dollars for a 2-bedroom, probably $1,000, $1,500 US for a 1-bedroom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that's on the lower medium. I think it only goes up from there.
Yeah.
But there are other areas because, in all honesty, when we lived in La Paz, that first year, I think one of the places that we were renting was close to 1,000 or 900 a month.
The 2-bedroom.
The 2-bedroom that we were paying. So it's depending on where you are. Honestly, it is. And I'm not saying that a budget can't stretch to fulfill your living needs. I'm saying that you need to tailor where you live based off your budget as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice little apartment. Had everything you needed. Washer and dryer, cute little living room, but it was very small. Something, like I don't think even I think it was about apartment size. Next topic is healthcare. We've had we've had multiple visits for different things or checkups, just basic, even your dental for cleaning and exam, all been reasonably priced. And I say that coming from the U.S. without your insurance, a doctor visit is around $60 US, right?
Maybe a little more.
Okay.
About $100.
Oh.
I think mine.
Okay, maybe it's just a specialty.
Yeah.
So depending on what you're going for like your yearly for females, those type of exams was right around $60 US. And then maybe if you do like a specialty, that might be a little bit more.
So there are options out there. You can purchase insurance here on the market. There's people that you can contact, and they'll sell you whether it's life insurance or health insurance or whatever you need, so that when you do go to the doctor, it can you won't pay as much. We don't have those because we're a retired military family, and so we do have health care that follows us even here. I need my money back.
Also, I will say, if you are watching this and you're a veteran, did you know that you can live in Mexico, do your medical stuff, and then get the proper documentation and send it in, and you get mostly reimbursed? I think like 90% or...
Yeah, you get a good portion.
Yeah.
So I'll have to do a video on that at some point, but it's not just Mexico, it's overseas. So TRICARE overseas, you get reimbursed for your doctor's visits. I think they do prescriptions and everything else, but don't hold me in that. Do your own research.
I don't know about that one. So next up is schools. TJ's been to, I want to say unfortunately, been to 4 different schools since we've been in Mexico. The first one was in La Paz. We absolutely love that school. All Spanish speaking. We just threw him in. He was doing well there. And then once we moved, things we did not consider when we purchased property was schools. We moved to a small town, and you're very limited on education, and you have a handful of choices when he's in elementary school. Those are still tough ones because you don't have a lot of options. And then once he gets to middle and high school, it dwindles even more. So your 5 choices that you have for elementary go down to 2, and who knows for high school. So things to consider. There's pros and cons to both what we decided. Mostly pros for us, for TJ. we went with all Spanish-speaking schools because this one time in La Paz when we were living there, when we thought we were going to homeschool him, took him to the park so he could be around kids, and he could not communicate, and he was just shy, and he didn't know what to say to them. So that broke our heart, and that's how we decided to throw him in Spanish-speaking schools.
And the last thing we're going to talk about before we end this long video is traveling around Mexico. We haven't done any, to be honest with you.
I can't even say our 2 days Guadalajara.
You for 2. We spent more than 2 days.
Okay, 4 days.
Cool.
I still don't. Yeah, I don't even think that counts because we're like in the city. There's a lot of places that we want to see, but
We did Mexico City.
you did.
Hey, what's yours is mine. What's mine is yours.
He did Mexico City for what? 2 days.
2 days, yeah. I had a good time. All right. By the way, if you're interested in buying a property here in Mexico, let us know. Our property might be going on the market, or it might not. We don't know. What?
I like that. He's putting it out to the universe.
It might be. I don't know. Make us an offer. I feel like we want to start traveling again. So, anyway.
But the road is calling us.
The road is called.
Not the RV road.
What? You don't miss RV friends?
You know, that's for another story. I got backpacks. I'm ready.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and
Ding that bell.
so you can be notified next time we make a video. Hasta luego.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below.